Hi everyone, welcome to HIIT Core Yoga. It's Wednesday. Tonight we are going to do a dynamic workout that just will build some strength and flexibility in your whole body's total body tonight. And yeah, you just need your mat and a water bottle and maybe a sweat towel. Other than that, you can get started. I do these workouts in bare feet, so you can do the same. We're not using any extra weights. So if you want to, you can do the same, or you can use some exercise, some shoes, some sneakers of some sort to give you more support, because we will be doing some jumping around. But try it out with bare feet, and if it feels like it's way too uncomfortable, then you can switch it up as well. So tonight we're going to do a sort of a different style ladder. It's going to go 50-50, 20-20, 20-20, and it's going to be, there's going to be 3 groups of 3 different exercises in each group, and we're going to do 2 rounds of that. There's going to be a lot of movement that's going to just kind of come from primal movement vein, and so it's just going to be a lot of like different working different muscles in moving your body in different ways, and should be fun. So let's get started. You can come onto your mat. I'm just going to turn on some music. So we'll get started in a warm-up position in child's resting pose. So come onto your mat, bring the knees wide, your big toes are touching, and then stretch your arms forward and just rest your forehead on the mat, or make a shelf with your forearms and rest your forehead on top. So long deep breaths in and out through the nose. Let your shoulders sink down. Just try to let your whole body feel heavy and just totally rested on the mat here. Notice how your body feels in the stretch, and just bring awareness to where you feel the stretch the most tonight or today, whether it's in your shoulders or in your back, your hips. Just bring that awareness here as we settle in, get grounded. Okay, so we'll lift up, walk off the mat to the left, reaching at an angle, bow your head towards your left knee. Okay, over to the other side, right side, releasing down. And then come on back to center. So bring your palms together to touch, then your forehead to the floor, then bend into your elbows so the thumbs come to the back of the neck. If you can't feel the stretch, then walk your elbows more forward and then sink down. The stretch should feel like it's right into your triceps and then into your shoulders as well. Breathing deep into those shoulders, another deep breath in and out. Then release your arms and then rise up from there. So coming into tabletop position, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're rounding the spine. Come into a cat arch and inhale, release the belly, lift your chin, chest forward, and draw your shoulders back. Exhale and inhale. Okay, let's move around in a circle motion. Pick a direction to move into. Check in with your hands. Spread your fingers nice and wide and stretched out here. So in one direction a few times, and then switching that direction. Keeping the core engaged, just keeping your airways open as well. Try not to hold the breath. Kind of channel some fluidity into this motion. Let your body tell you how to move, where to move, and just moving toward whatever feels good here as you circle around. You may hear some cracks and some pops, and that's totally normal as well. So slow that motion down. You're coming back to tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes under and then start pressing up and pulling back into a squat position. So walk yourself back into a squat at the back of the mat and then walk forward into plank pose. Walk back into a squat. Bend your knees, lift your arms forward. Now walk forward into plank pose. Walk back into squat. Lift your arms. And then walk forward into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga, lift into an up dog or cobra, and then come up into downward facing dog. So walk it out, pedal the feet out, bending into the right knee and left knee. Maybe moving the hips from side to side. Imagine like you have a big tail, and your hands are just kind of planted there on the floor. Stretching through the hips and through the shoulders. All right, spread your feet wide at the back of the mat. Now walk your hands towards your feet. So you're at the back of the mat and forward fold, drop your head. Arms heavy, here, head heavy. Back to center, rise up all the way into standing. Reach above your head and then hands come to the heart. Clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, take the hands back behind you, clasp behind you. Pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Pull forward. Inhale, rise up all the way. Arms release up to the ceiling and then exhale down through the center. Clasp and press. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands come back behind you, clasping behind you. Pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, fold forward. Let's hold this forward fold. Arms lifting. Head draw your head over to your right knee. Draw your head over to your left. Come back to center and then rise up all the way. Arms reach up above your head. Drop your right arm down by your right side. Left arm overhead. You can look over to your right arm there. And then switch over to the other side. The right arm down by your side. Left over. Try not to twist the body. Keep facing your chest and your hips forward, straight forward here. And then come back to center with both arms reaching up into the air and then fold forward, walk forward into plank position and lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra and then come back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Reach your right leg back behind you and then bring it back to the floor. Reach your left leg back behind you, stretch, and then back to the floor. Again, your right leg, reach it back, bring it down. Left leg, reach it back, bring it down. One more time each side, right leg, push back, bring it down. And then left leg, reach it back, and bring it down. Step forward with your right foot and then point the toes to the left side of your mat. So you're in a wide-legged standing forward fold. And then we're just gonna go from side to side, bending into the right knee and bending into the left knee. Using your hands if you need to for support to kind of work yourself over from side to side. So warming up through the hips and the inner lines of the legs here. We're not gonna hold anyone's stretch for very long here just because we're about to get into a HIIT workout. The holding of stretching will be more at the end of the HIIT workout. So we're just going to do some dynamic stretching with some movement. Let's go to the right side and hold that for 3, 2, 1, and then left side, hold that for 3, 2, and 1. And then come back to center, drop your head, breathe into the back, and then come up all the way, reaching up above your head. Inhale, drop your right arm down by your right side, drop your left arm down by the left side. And then reach up with both arms. Inhale, exhale, fold forward, walk over to the top part of your mat so you're back in lunge position. Step back into plank pose, lower third chaturanga. Bring it into up dog or cobra, and then come back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, drop your left knee to the floor, reach up with your right arm, and then you can bring your left hand onto your left knee or drop it down to the floor. We're going to reach forward with the right arm. Bring your with your left hand, and then bring the left hand to the floor, and then we're going to come back, kind of like we're going to come to monkey, half monkey split. So you're going to rock back, lift your right toes above the floor, but then we're going to take it a little bit further. See if you can bring your hands back further, and we're going to pop up that back knee, and then we're going to sit on the heel. So you're in a squat position with that left or right leg extended forward here. So we're going to hold that position, stretching your ankle, stretching the hamstrings on that right leg. If this is way too much, then you're just leaving that knee onto the floor, and maybe you're not sitting on your ankle, maybe you're lifted up a little bit higher. But if possible, you're sitting right back. Okay, come forward into lunge, and then sweep the arms up, take an inhale, and then exhale, hands down to the floor. Come back again, back into that squat, come forward into in lunge, inhale, exhale, come back into that squat, and then come forward into lunge. Bring your hands down to the floor, step back into plank pose, lower third chaturanga, up dog cobra, downward facing dog. Step forward with your left foot. Reach up with the arms. Left hand on the left knee or down to the floor. I'll just show you what I mean. And then reaching with your right arm kind of over to the left side. So you're getting this stretch to the right side of the body. Reaching up with both arms, inhale. And then exhale, come back slowly into that half monkey split position first. Just get the feel of it. And then when you're ready, rock back so that you're up on, sitting on your heel. Your knee is above the floor. This left leg is fully straight with the foot flexed, and you can lean forward. You can grab onto your toes if you want. Feel that stretch. Feel the stretch in your right ankle. All right, come forward into lunge, and then sweep the arms. Bring the hands down to the floor. Come back into that squat. Lifted one leg squat. Come forward into lunge. Bring the hands down to the floor. Pull back. And then one more time. Down to the floor. And then hands down to the floor. And then step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes under, come up into downward facing dog. And then separate the feet wide. And then start to walk your hands towards feet so you're into that squat position at the back of the mat. So what we're going to do is you can use your hands to do this. I'm just going to face this direction here. So what we're going to do is drop the knees down forward so you're sitting on your knees and your toes are tucked under. And then we're going to pull back so that you're in the squat position. So drop down and then pull the hips way back there into that squat position. You can use your hands to do this. So if you need to use your hands, then place your hands in front of you and push yourself back into that squat position. Otherwise, just practice lifting your hands above the floor and making your hips do a lot of the work. One more time. Down to squat, or down into that kneel, and then back into squat. From here, let's stand up all the way, reaching up, and then exhale, release. So going into some twisting with just the upper body. Let the arms kind of swing across your chest. Relax your shoulders. Almost HIIT time. That'll be pretty intense. So 50, 50, 20, 20, 20. The first two exercises, the first 50-second exercises are going to be different. And then that last third exercise will be a repeat of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. Squatting down and then reaching opposite hand to opposite foot. Inhale, down, exhale, reach. Don't worry if you can't touch your foot, just reaching towards your foot just to get a little bit of a twist into your upper body, that's fine. Or if you can't straighten your leg or anything, you can also do a knee. Elbow to knee if you want to. Okay, same thing. Let's do one more on each side. 1 and 2. Okay, getting into arm swings and butt kickers. So we're just going alternating arms and alternating legs. It may feel awkward to, if you've never done this before, but you can get into a little bit of a rhythm. Arm swings across your chest. When the arm swings, that's when your knee is bent. So you can kind of start there and then open, open, feet to the floor, open. Okay, and then also you're rotating the palms open towards the ceiling each time your arms are open. And then rotate palms close to the floor when they're crossing your chest. So a few more of these. Hopefully you're getting a little bit warm here. Get a lot more warmer in a few seconds here. Okay, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we'll get into it. You can keep swinging. You can do boxer shuffle or move or do some jump jacks if you want to get into cardio land right away. Do whatever you need to do to get warmed up if you are feeling too cool right now. So first 50 seconds, we're doing a sideways ape jump squat. I'm going to face this way. You're just going to do, use the length of your mat. So you're going to come down this low squat. You're going to go over, I'm going over to the left side, and you're planting your hands together, shoulder distance apart, at an angle over to the left, so that when you come to the center, you're doing this kick up, and you just lifted yourself over to the other side of the mat. So that is the ape crawl, but what we're gonna do is do ape crawl over to the one side, jump squat. Ape crawl over to the other side, jump squat. So you can get a little more air time, hang time with your legs, kind of kick up more into a handstand if you want to practice doing that, and just really kind of slow, controlled movement when you're doing those ape crawls, and then the explosive jump at the top. You don't have to do jump squat. You can come over, do your ape crawl, so you're here, and then you just reach up, and then you come down to a squat, use your hands. So you can do this walking motion if you feel too uncomfortable with placing weight into your hands, because you do need to go forward enough to transfer the weight into your hands to kind of float over to that other side of the mat. That is our first one, 50 seconds. Then we're doing some crab Russian kicks and some rotation. So we are doing, I'm gonna face this way. So my hands are pointed out to the edges of the mat, and I'm in this crab position, and I'm going 1 straight leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then with this bottom leg, I'm kicking it underneath myself. So I'm in this one leg down dog, and then I'm doing a hop, keeping it lifted, and then I'm back into crab with that leg lifted, and then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now my other leg should be up in the air, and I'm taking that, threading it underneath, planting, kick up, keep it up, and then I'm counting again. So you should be ending up alternating legs. Okay, go 5 Russian kicks. These are the Russian kicks. Okay, my elbows are kind of bent and I'm kind of bobbing. And then the 5 Russian kicks, do the thread under and then kick up. Okay, for 20 seconds, for 20 seconds times 4, it's 4 jump switch lunges and then 4 push-ups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Plant my hands down, pound out 4 push-ups. Okay, and then come back up, do your jump switch. If you don't want to do the hopping jump switch, you're just doing a walk back, doing that quickly 4 times, and then walking down to a push-up position. You can drop your knees to the floor. So there's modifications for all of these things. So don't be intimidated if you've never done this before. Just try it out. And the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable with the movement. So let's get started for the first group of exercises. Sideways 8 crawl for 50 seconds. And go. So plant, and then hover, then you're jumping. Plant, over to the other side, jump. Plant. I'm taking a long exhale as I float myself over. And then I'm actually inhaling as I hop up. If any other breath pattern works better for you, you can try that as well. Just make sure you got that solid handprint onto the mat. And you hop up. We're almost there in 7 seconds. 5. All right, that was that first group exercise, and then we're on to the crabs. Onto the crab Russian kicks. Go for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go under, kick up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That other leg should be, so you will come off the mat. Practice your handstand. Feel free to go slow for sure. All right. Okay, now our 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest. Jump lunges, 4 push-ups, 4 and 4. Go for it. Okay, take that rest. So just try and do as many as you can. I know it's a lot of moves for 20 seconds, so okay, go for it. All right. You might notice yourself getting slower and slower. That's okay. That's totally normal. Just try and keep moving. Ready? Go. Getting into those push-ups with your knees onto the floor. Okay, now break. We got 1 more to go. Then we're done our first group of exercise. Go for it. All right, that was it. That was the first group done. So almost 4 minutes going straight through. So don't blame me if you're tired. That's a long time to just keep going. Only 10 seconds rest in between each exercise. All right. So again, it's 50-50, 20-20-20. So the next group, A, we're doing a 3-legged down dog, scorpion. We're alternating legs. Okay, right leg up, and then go over to that plank position, and then you're pushing away, kicking away the leg as you push away back into downward facing dog. Jump switch. You may see better on the side. So coming forward, plank. As I'm extending back to the plank pose, I'm kicking that leg, sweeping it away, and then switching. Okay? So it's not a fast movement, but it requires just a lot of control and strength here. So don't worry about trying to do it fast or anything. Then we got 10 skate hops and 10 toe touchdown. So the skater hops, you're just, the easiest way to do this is kind of just start with one leg lifted, and you want to think of going from one edge of the mat to the other. Your inner leg is going to be lifted, and the power is going to come from your outer leg to push over to the other side of the mat. Okay? Just think of those outer hips working, and then that inner leg, try to keep lifting, try to keep floating. If not, then you're just kind of doing this little lunge. But it's that inner leg that's going to be kind of floating back. Okay? So those are your skater hops. You're going to go 10. So count 10, and then you're going to go here at your 10th, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10. So 5 on each side, bending into a knee so you're on one leg squat. Crossing, touching opposite hand to opposite foot. And then you're going back into those skate hops from side to side. Okay, now C for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. You're on your belly, doing 6 flutters and then 6 push-ups. So you're here, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, how many? Just 2. And then coming down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you pop up, my feet go wide, and then as I come down, my feet go together. And then pop up, your feet go wide. Okay, that's your push jack. Yeah, so that is our second group of exercises. We're going to start right away. Enough talk. So 3-legged down dog, scorpions. Alternating legs, 50 seconds. Go. Bring the elbow, knee to the elbow. Push away. Switch legs. I'm doing that switch jump, but you don't have to do the switch jump in the air. So again, just making sure that your hands are planted firmly. Fingers are spread wide. It's kind of sneaky cardio. All right, so that was that one. Now we're into skater hops. So again, it's just easier if you kind of start with the one leg lifted, and then you're going from one side of the mat to the other. So 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, 3. So you just count to yourself. And then you're going back as fast as you can, doing your skater hops. So I'm swinging my arms. So pretty cardio intensive. I'm gonna try not to talk so much. Almost there, 5 seconds. All right, that was it. Okay, now we're on your belly, doing the flutter kicks and the 2 push jacks. So 6 and 2. Go for it. 2 push jacks, 2 6 flutters. Okay, rest. Got 2 more rounds of that. Then we're done our second group of exercises. Go for it. All right. Okay, one more to go. Whew, get it on. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, that was it. Okay, second group done. We have one more group to go, and then we are going to do another round, and it's going to be a lot speedier, so less time to think about it. We're just going to grind it out, and now that I've done all the talking and explaining, we should be going a lot faster. So for this last group of exercises, we are doing a fun one for this 50-second. We're going to do pistol squat, starting with a pistol squat. So maybe I'll just show you this way. So say right leg forward first, to come down, and then you're going to go into a standing split. That same leg is lifted, and then I'm going to jump back with that same leg that's lifted. It's going underneath to the left. Do a push up, and then step that leg in front of you for a lunge. And then this will be your standing leg for the next pistol squat on the other side. So now my left leg is forward, do my pistol squat, and then come back to a standing split. Do that one leg jump back, and my left leg goes to the right. Do my push up, lunge. Okay, and now I'm back over to my right side. So for those pistol squats, you can have your leg straight forward, or you can kind of do this little shrimp thing where your knee is, or your foot is just kind of hooked beneath your knee a little bit, and just come down nice and low into a squat. So as best as you can. Even if you need to put your foot onto the floor and then lower yourself down to a pistol squat, that is fine. It's a really challenging exercise, right? Because you need ankle flexibility and hip flexor flexibility. So don't be worried if you can't do the whole thing. It's a lot of practice as well. So if you just kind of keep practicing, if that's something you want to do, then you will be able to do it. If you work on your ankle flexibility and your hip flexor flexibility, hamstrings as well, you will be able to do it. But again, you can do the shrimp instead of your pistol squat, but just make sure that you know which leg is going to be floating, because it's going to come back into the standing split, and then it's going to thread under for your twist push-up. Okay, so that is the next one. So it's pretty dynamic. It's going to be fun. And then the next one is going to be loaded beast lunges. So your loaded beast from Primal here is just basically your down dog, but then you bend into your knees, so you're pulling back, so you're kind of in a hovering squat position, knees above the floor. So I'm here, and then I'm stepping to lunge, and then back, stepping to lunge. Okay, if you want to take this a little bit further, I'm just going to change my angle. I'm back here, I step to lunge, and then I pull up that same arm, whatever leg step through, that's which arm I pull back, and I retract. Okay, and then I plant it down, and I retract, down, retract. Okay, so it's just adding a little bit more spice into the whole thing, because you're just going back, your quads will feel it for sure, especially because we're doing that for 50 seconds straight through. Now for C, we are doing 2 dive bombs and 2 knee slaps. So your dive bombs are like a Hindu push-up. Feet are feet are hip distance, but hands are slightly wider than your typical down dog. To come down, you're going under the limbo stick to an up dog. And then you're trying to go back up under that limbo stick to come up into downward facing dog. So back the way you came. So that's your dive bomb. You can use your knees to assist you, and that will make your life a lot easier, especially you'll feel it when you're coming back up. You'll need your knees, especially if once your shoulders get fatigued, there's no chance. You need your knees. So unless you're really well practiced in it. So that's it. So you're doing those 2 dive bombs. Come back to down dog, come forward, and then you are jumping both knees in at the same time and taking your left hand off, and you're slapping, slap. So it's a half burpee, but you're lifting a hand up at the same time and trying to slap a knee, and then put it back, jump in, okay? So you're just doing 1 on each side. So it's pretty tough. If you feel like it's way too tough, then you can just do the 1 knee, pull in, slap 1 knee, okay? But if you want to take it up a notch, then both feet together into that half burpee, and then both feet jump back at the same time. Okay, let's get started. Enough talk. Pistol squat, stand split, twist push up. 50 seconds. And go. So start with whatever leg you want. I'm going to start with my right leg. And then I'm going to pistol squat, jump back, push up, then step into lunge. Now I'm on my left. Comes forward, pistol, standing, jump, twist push, lunge. So once you kind of get the hang of it, then you can go a lot faster. The pistol squat will probably be the slowest exercise that you do. Really pulling those hips back is key for the pistol squat. All right. Okay, so just, again, if you're doing this many times, just count how many you do. Maybe as you go along, you'll get better, you'll do more. So loaded beast to lunges. So down, and then step. Step and lift a hand if possible. Inhale back, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you're working your muscles, you're working cardio, you are stretching as well. You're into that lunge. It's all about mobility. So finding strength within the stretch, training your body. All right, so that was it. And then we're doing those 2 dive bombs, half burpee slaps. 3, 2, go. And then you start back up, doing those dive bombs again. And we come forward in plank pose, and then find that difference, down dog and plank. Okay, so let's break already. We got 3 more runs to do. 2, 1, go. So do your up dog cobra, come back twice through. Definitely getting slower on that second round. We got 3 and 4 coming up. Keep moving. Try to keep doing it. Use your knees as an assist, like I'm doing, especially on the way back up. As kind of one of those things where you do it once and then you're like, ah, it's totally easy. You do it 5 times and then your body just gives up, pretty much. That's fine. All right. Whew. Okay, that was the end of the 3rd group of exercises. So now we're going into round 2. You guys with me? Hopefully you're still sticking with it. If you had enough, then that is fine. Good job. If you want to take it to another level, you'll see what I mean as we kind of break through that wall and we blast through those next 3 groups. And it's the same groups that we just did. You got the kind of hang of it. So it should feel a little bit more easier for you. So we're gonna start with the sideways ape crawls and the jump squat. Going to the crab Russian kicks, and then the 4 jump switch lunges and the push-ups. All right, let's get started. 50, go. Plant your hands, jump. So even if you just want to take this next round 2, easier, you can reach up, come down, hop, or walk over, reach up, or instead of jumping up. Make sure those hands spaced apart, fingers spread wide. And that's it. Okay, so the crab Russian kicks. So 5, and then you're threading under and doing that one leg down dog. So 1, 3, 5, that floating leg underneath. Hop with that one leg. And then count. 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be on the other leg. And then count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5. Whew. Feeling it now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the 4 jump switch lunges and the push-ups. I'm sweating buckets right now. Go for it. That's 4 and 4. 4 lunges. 4 push-ups. Break. Starting at the top with your break. Okay? 3, 2, 1. You can use those knees as an assist for your push-ups. You can walk back. What I'm doing is jumping back. You can walk back into the plank for your push-ups. Go. Okay, keep moving. Keep with it. Almost there. Okay, we have one more 20-second to go, and then we've done our first group of exercises, you guys. We've got 2 more groups. So go for it. Find your wind, find that second wind, or that third, or fourth. Tap into it. That's it. Okay, here's your water break. Drink some water, not too much. Wipe the sweat away. 2 more groups to go. If you're just joining us, we're doing 50-50, 20-20-20, 10 seconds rest. No, 4 20, 20-20-20-20, and 10 seconds rest in between. High intensity interval training, followed up with some yoga here in about 8 or 10 minutes or so. Okay, so next one, your 3-leg down dog scorpion, your 10 skater hops, and then the toe touches, and then you're on your belly for 6 flutters, leg arm flutters, and your 2 push jacks. So 6 and 2. And I'll explain it again as we go. So doing those skater hops here in 50 seconds, go. So one side to the other, your power from your outer leg, you're counting to 10. 5 on each side. And then you're here, and then you're going tapping toes. And then back. My posture is slightly forward, but I'm keeping my back straight. Chest up, core engaged, using my arms for my power skating. Dreaming of skating. Okay, that's it. On your belly for 2 6 flutters, 2 push jacks, 2, 1. Three seconds. Oops. Oh, where am I going? That's not right. We'll just keep going. Like wondering why there's no break there. We'll see what my timer says. Okay. Oh, we missed the 3-legged down dog scorpion. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna change it up. For these 20 seconds, we're doing down dog scorpions, you guys. So knee in, push away, hop switch. Might as well just change it up. Hop switch. We're gonna do this 4 times, 20 seconds through. Okay, break. Brain is slightly fried. Okay, wanna go for it. Push away, jump switch. All right, so 2 more rounds of that 20 second, and then we are done the second group of exercises. Go for it. Leg up to the knee, sweep back, switch to the knee, elbow to knee, and then switch in the air. Practice those floating jump switch handstands if possible. So good for you. Building that shoulder strength, building that balance, building that core. Okay, we got 1 more 20 second. And then we got to go. I know when it gets tiring, then it gets super hard to work on that balance, but Thanks for following along with me there. A little mess up, but it works out okay. Just a little switch around. We are doing, for our last one here, we're into our pistol squat. So the pistol squat, standing split, jump back, thread under, push up, lunge. Then for C, we're doing those loaded beast lunges. So you guys know those ones. And then the 2 dive bombs, and then the half burpee knee slaps. You can't forget those because those are torture. so just remember those. Okay, now pistol squat is what we're going to start with. So again, you can do your shrimp or you can do the extended leg forward. 50 seconds, you guys. Last round of this whole thing. You can do it. Go for it. So right leg forward, and then you're a standing split. You jump back, you thread that leg under, push up, then you're in the lunge, and now your left leg is forward for your pistol squat. Now on our right leg forward. Trying to go as low as I can for my pistol squat, for my full range of motion. I know it's kind of painful and slow, but yeah, that's how you practice. All right, not to say that practicing is painful and slow all the time, but a lot of times it is a grind. So we are in those loaded beast lunges, 50 seconds. Then lift that hand up if possible. That leg that steps forward, that same arm, lift it off. Do a little twist. Pick up the pace. Press the hips forward. Pull that arm back. Okay. Capping it off with those dive bombs, 2 dive bombs, 2 knee slap burpees, half burpees. Good luck. Let's do this. So up dog and then down dog. Slaps up. All right. So if you're feeling like it's just way too much, then you're taking your hands, take your hands a little bit wider than your normal down dog, right? They're wider than your shoulders slightly, and that'll help you just use your chest muscles a little bit more and your shoulder muscles more effectively to do the dive bombs. Plank. And then again, using your knees as an assist just to get the feel of the flow. You're going under, imagine that limbo stick, and then you gotta go up underneath. It is a ton of shoulders, no doubt. All right. Super slow. Okay, we have one more round to go. 20 seconds, you guys. You can do it. Get through it, and then we're into yoga land. Go for it. It almost gets kind of ridiculous. Okay, that was it. Good job, you guys. High fives, virtual high fives. Good for you. If you completed round number 2, I'm so proud of you. for sticking through it. And we can get onto some more stretching, some yoga, some cool down, because that's what your body needs right now. Just a nice slow cool down. So work your sweat off, drink your water, join me when you're ready. And we're just doing these simple arm sweeps overhead, and then arm sweeps folding forward, down below. So big inhale up, big long exhale, folding forward. One more, okay, and then we're just gonna fold. So fold forward and just hang here. If it feels good to grab onto your shoulders, wrap up, and so on, you can do that sway if that feels good. Give yourself lots of love if you're hugging yourself. Lots of gratitude. All right, and releasing the arms, we're gonna float up. Take arms overhead, grab onto the right wrist with your left hand. Take it over to the left, stretching the whole right side of my body. And you can look forward, you can look up at your right arm, and then switch. Grab onto your left wrist, take it over to the right. Breathe, breathe smart. Do not hold your breath. Okay, and then come back to center and then release the arm. Keep stepping to the top of your mat, sweeping arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back, drop your right knee down to the floor, and take your arms overhead. Clasp your fingers and then just bring your hands down to your heart, and then extend your arms forward, and just do these these wrist circles. Go one direction, so just pay attention to which direction you're going to. You're either going counterclockwise or clockwise, and then try to switch that direction. And a lot of these movements we're doing tonight, we're trying to break out of regular patterns. Yoga is a regular pattern, so it can also, you can also try to kind of get a little bit complacent in your yoga practice. So we're just trying to break out of that, shake it up a little bit, do some more dynamic moves in with yoga, and hopefully get your body a little more aware and awake in all sides. Left side, right side, front, back. Okay, we're gonna take the arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, folding forward. Stepping back into plank pose, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. So we're just gonna hang here for a second, looking over your right shoulder. You can go lower if you want to. You don't have to go straight arm up dog. You can go cobra. Looking over the other shoulder. Keeping your shoulders pulled down and back. And then come back to center, and then pulling back into downward facing dog. Walking it out, breathing it out. Let's step the right foot forward, the left knee down to the floor. Arms up, and then hands at your heart. And now we're just going to push the right arm forward, and I'm pulling my right fingers back. So trying to just do some multitasking here. So we're in that lunge, stretching the wrists, switch sides, push out that left wrist, pull back onto the fingers, breathe, relax your shoulders, breathe into those hips. And then shake out your wrists, both directions. Arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga, lift into up dog or cobra, come back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. left foot forward, right knee to the floor. Take your arms overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, then exhale, twist to your left side with the right elbow onto the left knee. So prayer twist lunge. You can stay here in a low lunge. If you want to go challenge your balance a little bit more, activate that right leg and push back through the heel, lift up through the knee. Think of the back of the knee lifting up as well. So that'll get your quadricep fired up. And lift your head kind of forward to the top of your mat so that you're continuing, you're trying to get some length in the spine continually. Breathing into that posture. Make sure you are breathing. It's really easy kind of just to stop breathing in a twist. Not a lot of space to breathe, but try to do that. If you feel like you really can't breathe, then you've gone too far. So just ease up a bit. Release out of the twist. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra, and then slowly look over your left shoulder. Slowly look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, and then come back into downward facing dog. Right, step forward with your right foot. Left knee down to the floor, and arms up. Prayer twist on the other side. Hands to the heart. Take an inhale, lengthen, and your exhale, twist. So again, just staying in that low lunge if that is more your style, or active high lunge. Try to bring the chest to the center, or to your thumbs, or your thumbs to the center of your chest. Pull back through your right shoulder. Lengthen your head forward to the top of your mat. All right, releasing out of that twist. Bring the hands to the floor. Step back into plank, lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra, and then bring the belly onto the floor. So we're gonna do a chest opener. Nice, one of my favorite ones for lying down here. We're going to extend the left arm out from the left shoulder. So just straight out from that shoulder as best as you can. Then we're going to pick up the right leg. You can bend into it, and then we're going to go over to the left. So we're rolling onto the left side. My head can rest on the floor. If you want more, then you're taking your left arm, doing a half bind behind you, and you can kind of keep pulling that hip, the right knee, kind of over to the left side for more intensity. Keep breathing. Okay, slowly release. Roll back onto your chest, and then bring that left arm back in, and then look to the left. Bring the head down to the ground, looking to the left. So one cheek or ear to the floor. Switching sides. Take your right arm straight up from that right shoulder, and now we're going to drop that shoulder, lower the head, lift up the left knee, bend, and then peel open. So you're on your side, breathing. So all the weight is into that shoulder, and you're opening the chest. You can take that left arm behind you, putting that shoulder in external rotation, opening up the shoulder and chest even more. This also was a gentle hip opener as well. Twist through the body. Try to remain as relaxed as possible. And if you are just kind of on your side like this, without your knee pointing up, that's fine too. Okay, you just kind of go at your own rotation, your own range of motion. Everyone's going to feel this differently. And of course, if you have any injuries to your shoulder, you want to be very careful about doing this and not pushing it too far. Noticing the difference between pain in a damaging way and pain in just an uncomfortable way. Okay, and we're gonna slowly release. Coming out, and then bring that right arm back in. Look to the right. Okay, bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Go ahead, press up, and then from here we'll move into puppy pose. So your hips are gonna stay lifted, and your arms are just going to walk forward, and then the forehead's gonna come down to the mat. So sinking through the chest, breathing into the belly. All right, and then slowly lift up. Walk your knees in, or walk your hands towards your knees, to whatever you're in the tabletop position. Then we're going to step back or just lean back so that we're on our heels, sitting on our heels in hero's position. So feel free to just stay here. If your quads just are tight and you feel the stretch enough as it is, sitting here like this in hero's pose, then by all means stay here. You can also grab 1 or 2 blocks. I'll show you with 2 blocks, and you're just putting them underneath your seat, and you can sit like this on the block. But make sure you do feel a bit of the stretch, because otherwise you're just going to kind of be in a sitting position and not really do much. So go to your level where it feels like you are actually doing something, and then holding from there and just breathing. So if you want to take it a little bit back further, then you're in a reclined hero's position. You can come back onto your elbows and forearms. Your knees can be wider here as you sink back down, and allowing your heels to be on the outer edges of your hips here. You can lay right back into thunderbolt pose if you want to go yet further, and you can also kind of place a bolster behind you and go into thunderbolt pose too. If this feels like it's too much of an extension through your spine and too much flexion in your knee, then you can kind of find a happy medium and just put a bolster behind you, but keep your knees, keep your legs bent back like I am in the hurdlers kind of position, and breathe. So it should feel like this big stretch through the front body, from the hips right to the knees, really opening the quadriceps, opening the belly in the thunderbolt pose. If it's too much, by all means, you're just you're backing out into the safer level for you. So another 2 deep breaths in and out. Okay, and then from there, if you're lying back, you're just using your arms to push yourself back up. So come up into tabletop pose again. Drop your forearms to the ground, and just move around in a circle motion, having more of a flat back, and then you can kind of round your back a little bit more, drop your head, move around into your shoulder joints, breathing into your hips, and then rise up. Spin around so that you're on your seat, and then we'll come onto the floor. Rolling like a ball. Grab onto the backs of the knees, tuck your chin, and roll back. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, exhale. You can do this hands-free if you want to, and challenge the core a little bit more. Once you've done your 5 or so of these rolls and you're just back in happy baby pose, grab onto your knees, shins, or grab onto your toes or your feet and rock from side to side. So really cooling it down here. From here, cross your right knee over your left knee. So you're grabbing onto the opposite knees. Think of eagle pose, but you're on your back and lying down. Now pull those knees in towards you. try to relax your feet. If you want more intensity, then walk your hands down, grab the outer shins, or grab your ankles, feet, but make sure your head's still on the floor. And make sure your back is still on the floor and your low back too, also pulling down to the floor. So you will feel more intensity if the lower you grab down. So deep breaths in, especially those deep breaths out, exhaling out through the mouth. Okay, and then we're going to release the grip and take the legs over to the left in that same twist position. If this feels like it's way too much, then you're unwinding and stacking the knees on top of each other to the side. Otherwise, remain here. Focus on stretching out the chest here and the arms out to a T position. You can also bring your left hand on top of the knee, but it's not, if you're in the twisted position, that hand's not going to do a whole lot because your leg in that twisted position is pulling the top leg down. So you are kind of making yourself okay, releasing from here, switching sides. Hopefully you're still with me. There was a kind of a low leg connection happening there. I'm still alive. We're still just about to go into Shavasana. We're switching legs so that the left leg is over the right leg in an eagle position. So pulling under the knees, pulling in the outer shins, and pulling on the ankles. Releasing from your grip there, arms out to a T. Now the legs will go over to the right side. Your head can be tilted, looking to the right, looking to the left, whatever is going to feel comfortable for you. Another deep breath in and out. Slowly release, coming back to center. So unwind the legs, give yourself a hug, wrap the knees up and in. Then release your feet down to the floor. Feet wide, walk your feet nice and wide, and same with your knees so that they're nice and wide. Then move into windshield wipers, dropping your knees left and right. So heavy through the arms, heavy through the legs. Just paying attention right now to how your feet feel as you're rocking from inner edge to outer edge of your feet on both sides. See if you can just make them feel a lot heavier and relaxed here with that massaging motion of just your own body weight rocking. Same with the glutes, hips, our hips. Deep breath out, okay, and then you're slowing it all the way down to move into Shavasana from here. So you can straighten one leg at a time. You can move into a seated position. You can stay with your knees bent, or you can hold yourself up with a bolster underneath your back, whatever's going to feel the most comfortable for you. Arms out to the sides, so in Shavasana, palms open to the ceiling, shoulders pulled down and away from the ears, feet open to the sides. We're focusing on a long breath in through the nose. Notice how it fills the lungs, expanding the belly, and then a long, long exhale out through the mouth. Watch the air completely empty from the lungs and from the belly. And then notice how your back feels on the bottom of that exhale. See if you can relax it down to the mat. And you continue on, taking another smooth inhale in through the nose. Another breath out through the mouth. As you're breathing out through the mouth, see if you can start to relax your facial muscles. Maybe let your eyes close or your eyes relax. Paying attention to the sound of your breath. Finding that rhythm, getting kind of lost in the sound of your own breath, kind of like tides washing on shore or wind in through, blowing through trees or grass. And that calming sound. Let that resonate throughout your entire body. Keep relaxing down. So heels connecting to the floor. Calf muscles begin to soften. Backs of knees, legs. Backs of thighs, fronts of thighs. So your whole right leg and your whole left leg completely relaxed. Relaxing through your spine, from the tailbone, move up through the low and mid and upper spine, right to the base of the skull. Allowing your shoulder blades to sink down, pull back even further towards the floor, completely resting, completely being supported by the mat and by the earth. Let go of the head. Let it be relaxed, let it be heavy and supported. Soften across the forehead. Let your eyes relax. Let all the muscles around the eyes relax. Completely relax the jaw. And let the tongue in your mouth go completely still. The whole face. Soften from the throat, and your collarbones, and your chest, and your abdomen. Feel your whole body breathing and your whole body relaxing together. So bring your attention back to your breath. Back into the feeling of your body with
a little bit of motion, and maybe just letting your breath be that first movement that your body takes. So feeling your chest or your belly rise on that inhale and fall on the exhale. And then let that movement eventually kind of spread out down to fingers and toes, allowing for some more movement, some more blood flow to happen, and carrying on from there. Moving to whatever feels, wherever it feels the best for you right now. So just moving intuitively. Maybe windshield wipers again, or morning stretch, yawning, stretching out the jaw, stretching out the tongue and the mouth. Adding on any kind of twist that feels good in your body right now. Rolling or rocking over onto your right side. And then making your way up to seated from there, or just continuing on your own journey like always. Namaste everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight on this Wednesday HIIT class. And yeah, hopefully you liked the class. Let me know if you did. Comment below. I'd like to hear your suggestions. You can also direct message me, and you can share this video, and you can like it if you liked it. Join me next week on Monday for Vinyasa Flow Yoga, and that's at 7 p.m. And then again for next week for another HIIT class. So you can also check out past videos on my Facebook page under videos, and you can also look me up on YouTube for Melissa Shippey YouTube channel. So thanks so much again for watching, and have a awesome rest of your week. Bye guys.